Behind me, maple syrup producers are getting set for the busiest time of year. Now, they only get a small window of freezing nights and mild days to collect sap, and that brief stretch will determine how successful the season will be.
Sun shining on the dark branches warms that tree up even more than the air temperature. So we're looking for sunny, warm days. That creates a surge of sap in the trees that we call a run, and that's when we get more sap out of the trees.
Here at Shaw's Catering and Maple Syrup, they will tap about 4,500 trees using roughly 30 kilometers of tubing that runs through the bush back to the sugar shack. The work starts in mid-February, drilling fresh holes after the trees have been dormant all winter. When the sun warms them up, the sap starts moving.
We're looking for a nice area in the bush where there isn't previous tap holes and get some nice white shavings coming out. It takes us about 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get all that tapping done and get the tubing all set up.
It's a tough job, especially with Canada's ever-changing weather.
3 springs ago, I was tapping on leaves in the bush. There was almost no snow at all, and it had been about a decade since I had had snowshoes on. There's no walking in the bush unless you have snowshoes on.
At first, what they collect in those buckets aren't syrup at all. It's mostly water.
When the sap comes out of the trees, it's very watery, just 2% sugar. It takes 46 bottles of this to get boiled away to make 1 bottle of this, which is 67% sugar.
The short season is also big business. The Ontario Maple Syrup Producers Association represents more than 600 producers across the province.
The industry as a whole in Ontario produces about $33 million of gross value.
16 years old in 1904.
And Shaw's, just outside of Barrie, Ontario, has been doing this here for generations, with the family saying some of the same trees have been tapped for about a century.
You can see 100 years of our family tapping the same tree here. This tap hole would have been done by one of my great-grandfathers, and this tap hole would have been done by my dad or my grandfather.
This year, Shaw's hopes to make about 1,500 gallons of syrup, which would mean they would need about 60,000 gallons of sap, and it all depends on whether the freeze-thaw weather holds through the next few weeks. In Oro-Medonte, I'm Rowe for City News.